just wanted to show you briefly what my timeline looks like inside Davinci Resolve. For some of your end projects, second semester, I want to start seeing your timeline so you can talk about good work habits, workflow, how you do different things, and that way it can become a learning tool and a way to better understand the process and how you're doing things and finding and creating patterns so that it's easier to repeat and you can work quicker in the future. So after many years of editing, my weapon of choice these days is Davinci Resolve. I love Davinci Resolve. It's a awesome video editing software, and it's easy to use. If you go onto their website, I'm gonna pull up their website real quick. They have free training. You can go on to their website. You can download the editing software for free, and you can render out, and there won't be any watermarks on your videos. You can also upgrade at any time to Davinci Resolve Studio, and it's $300, $295. Sometimes you can find the editing speed controllers, and they'll come with a license, so you'll get the speed controller for $300 with a license. So you get the controller and the license for free. I found mine that way on eBay. Okay, so these training videos, super helpful for Davinci Resolve software. There's a really strong color correcting platform inside this. It's studio grade professional color correction. Really, really cool. Color management. The audio production software is far beyond that of most video editing software. Okay, so there's books you can get. You can download them for free. Also, there's lessons, and they come with the files, and then you watch the video and you just follow along. I suggest to take notes. So here, let me close this. Coming back into Davinci Resolve, you have your media pool. This is where you bring all your files in. Keep it organized, keep it labeled. So here's my timeline. This is a voiceover audio I put down, and here's a bin. This bin has all my other files in there. So some of these video files are from the GoPro, and then this is an audio file that I use for the background music. This is the little animated template that goes at the beginning. This is a screenshot of the final product. Double click that, you can preview it in the main panel here. Okay, and then moving on, I'm going to close this so we have more space. There's also this little magic wand as your special effects. There's tons of different effects on here. So you have your audio effects, you have filters, you can do blurring, you can do color correction. There's all sorts of stuff here, and I suggest that when you get Davinci Resolve, you just open this up and start experimenting, finding out what everything does. That's kind of how I learned to edit about 25 years ago. Was just opening up the software and saying, what does this do? What does this do? So curiosity is your friend when it comes to this. Okay, so this tab up here is the index. Very interesting. It tells you the edit index. It records every single step that you've done in the editing process. I'm not quite sure how many logs there were total while editing this video, but most recently it looks like it's kept about 140 different logs. So let's see here. Okay, so there's your index. You got your sound library here. You can add sounds. Most importantly, when you first start out, you're probably going to be here, and this is like your media storage. This is how you go into your little filing cabinet and find your videos. And then here, this is for cutting. I don't really use this tab a lot. It's kind of foreign to me, but it does look a lot like Final Cut Pro. I use this one. I jump straight into this editing tab right here so I can start moving clips around and see how they work the best. Down here, this tab is your magic wand. This one's also for special effects. We have another one for color correction, another one for music, and then the final one, the rocket ship, is so that you can render it out and deliver it. I like how they use the little rocket ship icon. That's pretty cool. Okay, so as you can see, here's our timeline viewer. If I drag this, I can see the timeline. To the right, it gets bigger, meaning I'm going like a magnifying glass. I'm zooming in, and then to the left is zooming out. If I hold shift and do the roller on my mouse wheel, it'll expand the height of these clips. The ones below, same thing in the audio. I just hover over, hold shift, and use the roller on the trackball. So to widen these clips, we're going to go in, and I just want to show you what it looks like inside Davinci Resolve and the editing process. And this thing right here looks like almost some sort of castle of Lego blocks, whatever you want to call it. This is the back end of the video. So here's the intro clip, and then as you can see, I've laid a lot of other clips on top of it. We have some are cross dissolves. These tan ones, those are titles. So you see those little animated titles. This one right here, that's the audio track. I told you students about having something that's consistent all the way through your video. What I did, this is something really important I wanted to show you also, is with the audio track. I'm gonna come down here and make it bigger. If you notice, this is the voiceover, this audio 4. I recorded that last, and when in the voiceover I say like step 3, heat pot and start chopping. This wavelength right here is exactly that. The audio track that says confusion, it's misspelled confunction. It actually, I made it so it lowers when I'm talking, and then in between, when the voiceover has this flat spot in between when I was talking, I ramped the audio back up again. So that way they're not conflicting, because if they're at the same level, it's just gonna sound compressed, and it'll sound like a noisy hallway with a lot of different sounds. So this is what I was talking about, is being purposeful about where you're putting the keyframes, when to turn things up, when to turn things down. How long does a shot hold for? It holds for as long as it needs to, not longer, not shorter. So when I'm editing, I watch the video multiple times and say, okay, that's a boring shot, I'm gonna cut that out. Or I like that shot, I'm gonna do a freeze frame. So I recommend, as you're building, keep watching it and feel the timing, and find a song, because a song that's faster will probably have a lot of cuts, whereas a song that's slower might hold the shots longer. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this video up because I could spend hours on here, and I'll do another video in the future and we could talk about the editing process. I hope this has helped you a lot. Remember, you can go onto Davinci's website, you can download the software for free, and you can watch the videos and learn how to become a pro editor, which I hope you do so. Thanks for watching the video. God bless. I love you guys.